In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play I Got You by James Brown, a song that's probably better known as being called I Feel Good. Either way, it's a fantastic song and it's got a really cool bass part that's fantastic to get your teeth into. Now, if you want to see a full transcription with tab of this piece, just click on the link below. That's going to take you to my free 61-page PDF guide to playing the bass guitar. It's got loads of great information in there if you're just getting started with the instrument. And of course, there's a transcription of this song and several others in there as well. Okay, so without any further ado, let's check out the first chunk of I Feel Good. Okay, so the verse structure of this song follows a 12-bar blues format, which is a sound that you might well be familiar with. Let's take a look at the bass line that we're going to play here. So for the first 4 bars, we're playing over a D7 chord, which for all intents and purposes is a D major chord. We're going to play this line in the first 2 bars. So let's break that down. We start with the D at the 5th fret of the A string. Play a nice solid D, and then we're going to spend the rest of the first bar alternating between the octave D and the C sharp, a fret lower. So the octave D is at the 7th fret of the G string, and then the C sharp is at the 6th fret. And we're just going to play between those notes. So if you fret the lower D with your first finger, you can use your 4th and 3rd fingers for those upper notes. That can be a little bit tricky because the 3rd finger is quite weak. Certainly when you're starting out on the instrument, so that might take a little bit of practice. So the first bar, we then come back to that octave D at the beginning of the second bar, and then we play this phrase. So that was the lower D again, and then the upper D, the octave D. We then play the C natural this time, 5th fret of the G string. And then we come down to the A at the 7th fret of the D string. Like that. Now if you put those 2 bars together, you get this. And again. Okay, now once you get that down, the rest of the riff's going to fall into place reasonably easily because it's all based on that kind of thing. In the 3rd and 4th bars, we're playing pretty much the same thing. Except that final note, instead of being the A at the 7th fret of the D string, I'm playing that as an open A. You could use the 5th fret A on the E string if you prefer, but the open A is nice and easy as well. And that's just taking us down to G, which is where we're headed next. So bars 3 and 4 of the verse again. Okay, so we land on this G. This is the 5th bar of the verse now. We're doing that same riff again, this time from G. So we've got the low G, 3rd fret of the E string, and then we're alternating between the octave G and the F sharp, 5th fret and 4th fret of the D string. We follow that in the 6th bar with a similar riff. We've got the low G and the octave, down to the F natural, not F sharp, F natural this time. And then we play C, and that's going to drag our ear backwards up towards D, which is where we're going next. So the G bars sound like this. And then we're heading back up to D. So we now play the D phrase again. And that's exactly the same as it was in the first 2 bars, so something that you've done already. Now to finish this this section off, we have some accents in the 9th and 10th bars. So in bar 9, we're going to be just playing A's, 7th fret of the D string. Play those 2 notes quite strong, nice and well accented. They come on beats 2 and 3. So we have this 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then in the following bar, the chord changes to G. So we play 2 Gs. And then in the final 2 bars of this section, we have this riff. Now, let's take a look at the notes in that riff first, and then we'll talk about the rhythm. So we're actually playing the notes from a D major arpeggio to begin with. We play the D at the 5th fret of the A string. Then we play the F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string. And then the A at the 7th fret of the D string. If you put your second finger on the D, you'll find that the F sharp is playable with your first finger and the A with your 4th. We move from those 3 notes to a C, 5th fret of the G string, and then the last note is going to be an E, which is up here, the 9th fret of the G string. Those are our notes: D, F sharp, A, C, and E. Now, in terms of the rhythm, all of these notes fall on an offbeat. So if you're tapping your foot, it's going to sound like that. So none of them are played on the beat. They all fall on the and of the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that kind of thing. Now that brings the verse section to an end. We're going to repeat that round for a second time, and then we're going to head into the interlude section, which is what we're going to check out next. Okay, as you'll have heard, the first 4 bars of the interlude section have no bass at all because the sax is playing a melody. Now, it's very tempting to play that melody along with the sax, and my recommendation is that you don't. Sometimes a song is much more effective when somebody doesn't play than when they do. So for these 4 bars, I recommend that you don't play anything as is on the track. After that, the bass comes in with a fairly quick or fast-moving descending walking bass line. And the first bar of that is going to go like this. So we're starting on the G at the 5th fret of the D string. Play 2 of those. If you put your 4th finger on the G, all of this is going to fall into place using the finger per fret system. So 2 Gs, 2 Fs, 3rd fret, 2nd finger on there. Down to the E at the 2nd fret, you can use your 1st finger there. And then 2 open Ds. You could either play open Ds there, or you could play the D at the 5th fret of the A string, doesn't really matter. So open strings or frets, all sounds pretty much the same. In the second bar of this sequence, we carry on that idea, but the last 2 notes are Bs, 2nd fret of the A string. So those 2 bars. Then the chord changes to D, and we're going to take that line and we're going to move it down onto the A string. So we're playing the D, 5th fret of the A string, 4th finger on there, down to the C at the 3rd fret, down to the B, and then down to the open A. Do that twice. In the next bar, we return to G, all the way down to the open D string again, as we did back in the first bar of this bass line. And then to finish this off, we're going to play this line. So we do this: 2 Gs, 2 Fs, 2 Es, all stuff we've done before. And then a quick jump back up to the G with the 1st finger. So this is a position shift. Then we're just walking up chromatically, that is a fret at a time. G, G sharp, up to the A. And then the rest of that bar and the bar that follows it is silent. So in the two sections that I've shown you, you've got everything that you need to play 99% of the song. So you're going to have pretty much everything that you need to get the whole thing down, which is fantastic. It's a great song, but there's only two main parts to it, so you should find that it's quite attainable for you, even if you just started out on the bass. Okay guys, thanks for checking out this song with me. I hope you enjoyed working through it. Don't forget to click on the link below to download your PDF guide to playing the bass, which contains a transcription of this song and several others. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more content like this in the future. And if you have any suggestions for songs that you'd like to see me cover in these videos, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.